All right, so we're going to start in a seated position tonight. And I'd like you to just find whatever is comfortable to you. You can sit on a block, a bolster, a chair, a cushion, or the floor. And when you get there, just close your eyes for a moment. And that's a great way to just come away from the external and come to the internal, this inner landscape of who you are. And just start to breathe there through your nose. And just acknowledge for a moment what it took for you to come to this practice. You probably had to set aside some things. And as I've discovered doing yoga in our homes, there are many distractions. So as much as possible, I invite you to keep your eyes closed, keep your attention focused inward, and stay aware of your breath. So when your mind starts to wander and you think, oh, I'm going to check an email really quick, just come back here, this breath. And so here's a great practice. As you inhale, I want you to feel your belly expanding. So bring breath all the way down into your belly. As you exhale, hug your navel into your spine. Just let your abdominals pull in, and do that a couple more times, belly breathing. Let the sound of your breath be a little more interesting than the busy thoughts in your mind. Let the sound of your breath capture your attention. And then let's just put a little bit of movement with that breath. So on the inhale, pull your chest forward, take a little bend in your back. And on the exhale, round your shoulders, drop your chin to your chest. And we're just going to move like that with breath in that seated cat-cow. And I'm just going to start some music here. As you continue moving in that seated cat and cow. And just let that movement get bigger with each breath, a little more intentional. Take up a little more space in the front and the back of your body. So we're practicing together tonight on Earth Day. And I'd like you to just feel that. Feel the ground beneath you. And start to just imagine that you are rooted to the earth, anchored to the earth beneath you. Come back to a tall spine. Let your hands come to the floor on either side of you. And then just walk your hands back a little bit and start to feel the first opening across the front of your shoulders. Take an even deeper breath here and feel the expansion, your collarbones, your sternum, and your ribs. And as we release that, we'll place one hand on the floor and then just bring the other arm up and over. Come into a side body stretch. Plug the sitting bones down into the earth and reach the hand up as high as you can. We're just looking for space here in the side of our body. Let that hand come down to the knee and we'll move into an easy twist, just waking up the spine, turning to look over the shoulder. And then as we return back to center, switch sides, other hand to the floor, reach high, press your sitting bones down into the earth. Big breath between the ribs. And then let that hand come to the knee, move your tall spine into a twist. In this twist, lift tall through the crown of your head and exhale like you're wringing something out. You might even let out a loud sigh You made it to the end of the day. You made it to the mat. Come back to center. And crawl your hands out in front of you and just stretch through your back. You might rock your shoulders from side to side. Just noticing the muscles in the back of your body, maybe a little more tight, a little more tense than they normally are. And then let's bring our legs around and find child's pose. In child's pose, we're going to be on our knees. Our knees are wide and our toes are close together. And then we'll just reach the arms out in front of us. Let your forehead settle on the earth. And if that doesn't feel great, let your forehead settle on your hands. If this bothers your knees at all, you can keep your hips up a little higher. Just let yourself come to the ground here. This pose of honoring the earth. Mother Earth, just holding us here. And from here, we'll raise up into a tabletop position. Let's tuck the toes under, stretching the bottoms of the feet, and let your hips come up toward the ceiling, downward facing dog. And just pedal your heels, one and then the other. Noticing Achilles tendons, calves, and hamstrings stretching. Notice any strain and see if you can just soften and relax where you feel strain and stress in your body. Let's walk the feet toward the hands and come into a forward fold. If your hamstrings are kind of tight, just bend your knees. We're going to touch the fingers to the elbows, ragdoll. You can just gently pull down on the backs of your arms. Your arms are just kind of framing your head. Let yourself sway from side to side, just working out the kinks. And then let's move with breath. So press your hands to your shins, lengthen halfway. Breathe in, and then exhale as you fold in half. We'll do that a few times with breath. Bending your knees as much as you need to take out the strain. Cross halfway, and fold. Put a deep bend in your knees and reach the arms all the way up overhead. Come slowly to extended mountain. And then just cactus your arms, open your chest, and feel that front body opening. Let your arms come behind you and either reach them toward each other or interlace your hands, open up through your chest. And just exaggerate that feeling of shoulders on your back, chin lifted. This is something you can do 20 times a day, opening and expanding. Keep the hands back there, but tumble forward into a forward fold, and then let gravity assist in that posture. And then let the hands come back down to the earth. Let's step our feet to downward facing dog once again. And we're going to put some movement in here. Shift forward into plank pose and back into downward facing dog. If this bothers your wrists, you can come onto fists or your forearms. You're also welcome to drop your knees to the earth here. Just feel yourself moving into plank and then a little farther back into downward facing dog. Maybe your knees are bent. The next time you come forward, drop your knees to the mat. Bring your hands right under your shoulders and let's lower down. See if you can make it halfway down onto bent elbows and then just lower the rest of the way to the ground and come up into cobra. So Cobra is one of the poses I want to suggest for you guys that have been spending a lot of time at your computers, your devices. Strengthen the upper back muscles. So there's no weight in the hands. You're just working into that upper back, middle back. Press your feet into the floor and just pull your chest forward. Therapeutic posture for too much time bent over. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, press back, downward facing dog. We're just gonna do that 2 more times, friends. Come forward into plank pose. You can lower your knees or stay on your toes. Come halfway down and then lift either to that cobra or press to your feet. Upward facing dog, 2 great choices. Down dog. And one more time, we'll call that a vinyasa. Forward and down, up and back. And then slowly walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Arms reach overhead, inhale. And then cactus your arms, back bend. So you should feel like your body's warming up. Reach high. Come into chair pose. And all the way down into forward fold. Lift halfway. And step back, downward facing dog. Let's raise the right leg up high. And as we exhale, we'll step that foot to the ground. And we're just gonna drop the back knee and pause here to stretch the hip flexor. Just be patient here. This is a big, tight, and strong muscle. It's been bent, it's been flexed with all of our sitting. Let's use the front knee to help us come up a little higher. If you're feeling any strain in your low back, you could pull back just a little bit and tuck your tailbone, just to relieve that strain. Option to keep the hands here or lift the arms high, your choice. Yoga is more about how your body feels than what it can or cannot do. If your arms are up, take a hold of that left wrist and just give a little more height, a little more tug. And then let's release the hands to the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and step back, downward facing dog. And you can just stay right here, but if you like, you can take another vinyasa, shifting forward and down, up and back. Let's raise the left leg high and step that foot here between our thumbs, dropping the back knee. Taking deep breaths. Let the sound of your breath be more interesting than the thoughts, busyness. Hands to the knee, press up, tuck your tailbone if that helps. And stay here or raise the arms up high. If your arms are up, just take a hold of that right wrist, create a little more length. Deep breaths. Let's release the hands to the mat, tuck your back toes and lift that knee. And step back again, downward facing dog. Option to stay right here or to flow through that vinyasa. We're going to raise the right leg again. We're going to go a little farther into that hip flexor. So let's go ahead and drop that foot to the floor, drop the back knee. And this time our hands will come inside that front foot. So I'm going to turn to face you. And we're just going to drop that knee open. So if you want, you can just continue to rock that knee up and down. You might want to come down to one or both of your elbows You're just going to be here for a moment in this hip opening posture called lizard. Just see what you find there across those hips. And let's bring that knee back up. We'll keep our left hand on the floor and we'll raise our right arm up in a twist. You can just keep that back knee right where it is, or if you prefer, you can lift that knee off the ground. Two great options. Let's start to reach the arm behind us, opening a little more through the chest. And if you are still on that back knee, you can pick up that foot and just take a hold. Not necessary. It may or may not be available to you. Just find what is. And let's release that. We'll bring that hand to the mat. Lift the back knee and step to downward facing dog for the transition to the other side. Flow through vinyasa if you like. And then we'll raise the left leg, stepping through, dropping the back knee. Nice, and then just bring your hands to the inside of that front foot. You can start to rock that knee in and out, either staying on the hands or dropping a little lower. Just find what's happening around your hips. You might notice now that your breath has slowed down a bit and it's making its way deeper into your belly and your low back. You might even feel like you can breathe into your hips. And let the knee come up and we'll twist. This time the left arm reaches high. You can stay on the knee or lift the back knee, your choice. Deepen the breath, pull it down. And let your arm reach behind you, a little more opening around the chest and shoulders. If you're still on your knee, you can see about finding that foot. Right here, right now, feeling the earth, feeling the foundation, and lifting up away from that. Good, let's release that, tuck the toes, and step one more time into downward facing dog, where again, you get the choice if you want to stay there or move through. There's 4 postures that we call vinyasa. We're going to step the right foot to the top of the mat and drop the back heel, bringing our arms up through warrior 1 and open into warrior 2. In warrior 2, we're going to do a couple of shoulder openers. So starting with, raise your front arm, your right arm up, and drop your back arm. And then it's just like you're giving yourself a pat on the back. Your right hand between your shoulder blades. The left arm comes up from beneath. And so your hands look like this behind you. They may touch, they may not. No big deal. And then once you find these cow's face arms, just lean backwards, lean towards your back leg. Let your elbow point to the ceiling. And just breathe into the right side of your body. Keep your arms there and just slowly tilt toward your front knee and let that back elbow find its way up, the front elbow find its way down. Keeping that front knee bent, release the arms and just open your arms, one down, one up. And return to warrior two. Straighten that front leg, turn your toes to face the long edge of your mat. And bring your right arm under, left arm over. So you can either give yourself a hug or you can cross your arms into eagle arms. And here, let's just slide the elbows up and down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Lift as high as you can, pull as low as you can. There's so many things to love about this position of the hands, starting with loosening those knots between the shoulder blades. If you take your fingers out in front of you just a little bit, you're going to get that a little more. As we squeeze down, we're compressing under the armpits, stimulating the flow of lymph through our lymphatic system. Let's do one more lift and one more lower, and then just keeping your arms like this, soften the knees and hinge forward from the hips. And then just let gravity pull down on your arms. Breathe as deeply as you can around your shoulders. Release your hands, walk your fingers out wide towards your feet, and just hang here. Let that circulation come back into your hands, to the crown of your head. We'll start to move toward our left foot, and you might be facing the back of your mat, so if you want to turn around so that you can see, you're welcome to do that. We'll come up and around into warrior two. And this time our left arm lifts high, give ourselves a pat on the back, right arm underneath. You could grab a t-shirt or a strap there if your hands aren't quite together, if you'd like. And we're just gonna lean back, pulling that top elbow toward the ceiling. Press your feet into the earth, make deeper footprints. And then let your body lift away from your footprints, your anchor, your roots. Keeping the elbows where they are, tilt toward your front leg. And just slowly peel your arms open, one arm down, one arm up. Breathe here. Nice. Come back to your warrior two. And then just straighten that front leg, turn the toes forward. We'll bring the left arm underneath the right this time. And again, if that kind of feels uncomfortable, just put your hands on your shoulders or keep them in a V. You might find that eagle wrap, but we'll just start to lift and lower. Fingertips are reaching forward. And just moving slow. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Really squeeze down through those armpits and open up through the back. Squeeze down one more time, soften your knees and fold forward, and let's just let gravity draw our arms toward the floor. Exaggerate the breath in, push breath out. Release your fingers, let them come out by your feet, and just hang here. Getting blood flow to the brain, which is really great for concentration and mental clarity. We'll turn ourselves again toward the right foot, toward the front of our mat. Let's take one more step down, back into downward facing dog. One final option to flow through vinyasa if that's your jam. And then come forward with me into plank pose, and we'll drop our right knee onto the earth. Kick that right foot off the side of your mat, and then raise your left arm up high. So you're in a kneeling side plank. We're just going to do another little movement that feels really good to the shoulder. So take your arm over your ear, stretch as far away from you as you can, and then start to cross your face, scoop down, circle up and back. I want you to make the biggest circle you possibly can around you with your arm. Go back as far as you can. Shoulder mobility. Let's take one more huge circle up and around. And then return to your knees, and we'll thread the needle so that arm scoops underneath the right. You're going to come to lay on the back of your left shoulder. You can use that top hand to press, to stabilize. I like to extend one foot off to the side and just kind of push a little bit more onto my shoulder. The key is body weight on your left shoulder. Opening up that back space. And as we return back to center, let's bring the left knee to the floor, kick that foot sideways, and we'll come into that kneeling side plank with the right arm extended. And we'll start that circle with the other arm. And the goal is to make that circle as big as you possibly can. These movements are helping us stimulate synovial fluid, that magic sauce that makes our joints move freely and smoothly. And all of our sitting robs us of that synovial fluid. We need to move. Take one more giant circle around, and then we'll find all fours, thread the needle, bring that right arm underneath, and come onto the back of your right shoulder. You can stay there on your knees, or you can extend one leg and move on to the back of your right shoulder. Take one more breath in and out. And begin to release that. Let's find our way around into a seat once again. Let's extend the legs out in front of us. We'll clear the flesh out from underneath us so it feels like we're right on those sitting bones. And then let's bend the right knee for a twist. So the foot can be in close or a little farther away. You can also cross the bottom leg if you like. So sit as tall as you can, reach your arms high. And then bring your hands to the back of your head. Let's interlace the fingers, press the hands into the head into the hands. And then just lift. You might even use your thumbs at the base of your skull to lift your spine tall and then rotate. Twist toward your bent knee. When you've twisted as far as you can, release the arm and use the arm to press against the knee. Your other hand comes behind you like a second spine. Inhale tall and exhale deepen. Twisting postures are detoxifying postures. They're cleansing postures. We're wringing out what no longer is needed. Come back to center. Let that knee drop open to the side. Inhale, arms overhead, and we're going to fold over the extended leg. You can take a hold of your calf, your ankle, or maybe your foot. Reach forward more than down. Let the sound of your breath be more interesting than the thoughts that pop in. Hear your breath. Feel your breath. Follow your breath. Come back to center. Switch legs. Bend the opposite knee, and you can just find the right place for that foot across or near the leg. Arms reach high. Interlace your fingers. Bring the hands to the back of the head and just press. Press back, elbows wide, chest lifted. And use your thumbs to bring you up even taller and rotate. Set your hands down. Use the arm against the leg to help with the twist. Close your eyes here. Feel your spine getting taller on the inhale. Feel the twist deepening on the exhale. Spine taller, breath in. Twist deeper, breath out. Wring it out. Release back to center. Let that knee open to the side and let's go forward again. Deep breath, reach as tall as you can and then hinge from your hip to come over that extended leg. If your hands don't quite come to your foot, you can bend your knee or find a strap or a t-shirt and put it around the bottom of your foot. Right here, right now, breathe. Hear your breath. Feel your breath. Follow your breath. Releasing the hands. We'll extend our legs and we're going to roll all the way down onto our backs. And then once you get down there, just hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Move your knees around a little bit and see if you can feel some massage from the floor. And then place your feet on the floor right by your hips. And we're coming up into bridge pose. Bridge, we're just making solid footprints on the earth, lifting the hips. You can keep your hands here or interlace your fingers. Walk your shoulders underneath you. This is another therapeutic posture if you've been sitting a lot. Open up the front of your hips. Expand the front of your chest. Lift your chin. Let breath cover the whole front of your body. You might even open your mouth here and just breathe deeper. Capture as much breath into your body as you can, and then sigh on the exhale. Release your hands, lower your hips. Bring your knees back into your chest, and we're going to finish with a twist tonight. So open your arms out into a T, and then let your knees drop over to the left. You can put a hand on that top knee if you like, and just turn your head to look over your right arm. And again, if you'd like to use mouth breath here, just pull in as much breath as you possibly can and sigh it out. Slowly turn to the other side. Let your knees drop to the right. Turn your head to the left. Just enjoy these last moments, breathing, just feeling what's happening in your body. I'd like to give you a couple of minutes resting in Shavasana. So when you're ready, just untwist and let your body lie flat on the ground. For many people, especially if you're newer to yoga, this is the hardest of all poses, because it's now when nothing is happening that the mind wanders. So give yourself permission literally to do nothing but receive. Turn your palms up if you like. Feel your back on the earth. And on this Earth Day, imagine just letting Mother Earth hold you. Gravity takes over. Nothing to do. Nowhere to be, just here. Breathing in, breathing out. Take a long, slow breath in that fills your whole body. And let that breath go as slowly as you can, like a tire, just letting air out of the tire. And do that again. Take a deep breath in. And a long, slow exhale. Pause one more moment to notice gravity, the body resting here. And know that in these moments of stillness, every system of your body is being reset and restored. Your nervous system, your respiratory system, digestive, cardiovascular, all being reset, restored. And let's just start to wiggle fingers and toes. You can keep your eyes closed as your body starts to move gently, easily. And eventually work yourself into a stretch. Arms overhead, legs in the opposite direction. Might yawn or moan. Slowly turn to one side. And just use your top hand to bring you back to a seat. And once you find your seat, once again, just close your eyes. Let's bring our hands together in front of us. This is gesture of gratitude. And I'd like you to just take a moment to thank yourself for making time to slow down, to breathe, to be in your body, to restore and reset. As we end this practice, I ask that we offer thanks to Mother Earth for providing for us, for giving us the beauty and the wonder of nature. May we leave tonight feeling that we can be responsible for our part in preserving her beauty. Thank you for joining me tonight. Namaste.